Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Skeptic Lady Angel, and in today's video I'll be talking about my start with animating into Live2D. Now in the last video I showcased my beginning start in using Live2D to make V2 models for myself, as well as being able to practice and learn the program to be able to better understand it and to be able to improve my evolution as a Live2D figure and a VTuber. Now, in regard to animation, I've always dabbled into it regularly throughout the years, but I was never deeply invested into it due to the amount of work that I needed to make a compelling animation. But I knew it was something I wanted to do at times, but I was never consistent. But now seeing how animation works in Live2D and all the effects that can be done with it, I've just been really so much interested in wanting to learn how to do animating in Live2D. Now, what Live2D does, it uses a form of animation known as rigged animation. Rigged or rigging animation is a more recent form of animation that has come out over the years. Rather than having to draw out every single frame of what would be the character, instead will just be animating it in parts. And instead you'll be able to make an animation from that by manipulating one image or a few, then needing a ton of frames to do the same animation. Rig animation helps with lowering the cost and work needing to animate. Now has what made me to animate with Live2D is the kind of animation that I have been seeing that you can do with just a single image. I've been inspired by so many artists using the program, and I want to be able to do the best kind of animation I can make within the program. Right now, the kind of animation I have been doing is the work like in mobile games. These are the animations I really like to create in these types of games and see them and enjoy the appeal behind them. So I want to create my own to reflect the kind of work that I have been doing, and also the kind of work that I would love to be able to do as a job in these upcoming months as well as in the future. So I'm pretty sure you're probably interested in what kind of animation I have been doing. So let me show you this one. So this is the first animation I've done with Live2D so far, and it features my character Ryan. Now with the goal behind this animation, what I wanted to do is I wanted to create an animation similar to certain games that showcase the characters in a variety of different poses when you look at them and receive them. So the goal behind this was to create an animation similar to those type of games, like KOF, all such for example being the primary influence for what this animation is behind of. Now I love the animation in that game and why it presents the KOF characters in and how they have them posed, and as you're just looking at the stats and everything, you see the animation play, as you're looking at the character traits. Now, I don't know if they use Live2D or maybe Spine or something that's similar, but I always loved that very same effect, and I wanted to replicate it in Live2D. And the fun thing about it is, as opposed to actually having to draw every frame and try to mimic that animation with Live2D, you can just be able to just do one drawing of the character and then break up the parts that you want to animate and have them on separate layers and then group them together in a folder within your software of choice, and then you just turn that into a Photoshop file. And that was just the easiest thing to do. The challenging part comes, of course, animating, because you're just trying to figure out what you want your anime to be like. This gets how I want the effect to achieve, which I had a preference, of course, from Care for also as my basis to get the kind of effect I wanted that I knew was close to my idea animation effect. So I knew I wanted Lauren's eyes to blink as well as her hair to move in a specific way and especially back and forth. Now while I enjoy it, it isn't exactly it doesn't affect here, but it can loop if you put it as a GIF or something like that. Which again is why I did want it, and it was the first image I did in this program. So again, I am still learning how to use it, to do certain effects in it, and figure out what else I can do in the program and go above and beyond. But I know the program has a lot of features that go about it and things that you can do in it. Just because, again, I have seen so many artists on Twitter with their animations of the program and the effects that can go into it, and just even pushing further through the program and just even doing those things. And I know that I also want to, as well, do those very same animations because they're, again, are very cool and interesting. And I want to be able to put all of the capabilities I can in the program and be able to do a really good animation out of it, based on what I know you can do from the program, even go beyond that. I am very excited to have done this animation because again, I really liked it. It was the first animation I did, and well, the first full one to be exact. Because I did do one prior to testing out once I was aware about the animation feature. Which, if you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen. It's a drawing of a brief animation. It's not the best because I didn't make it for to do any animation in it. So again, the effects might be weird on it because it wasn't intended for that. Again, if you're going to make any animation or even you're making a VTuber to use in the program, you have to set it up in a specific type of way, which I did cover in my most recent Live2D video about the software in regards to VTuber. Which, if you want to know more about that, you can just check that video out and you can see more about what I mean on there. But the principle still applies to whether you're going to be making a VTuber or as well as doing an animation. Or even animate the VTuber as well. You have to have everything in parts to do your animation. But again, this is also what the most positive thing about using a program like Live2D to do a thing like working animation, where you're not having to do all those frames and you can still achieve a awesome good effect that you want without having to draw every single frame and do the classic frame by frame animation, which will require you to do all that to achieve your same effect. Because if I were to show you the file of this drawing of Lauren, you'll see how many folders and files it is. But the fact is, I did not have to make over hundreds and hundreds of drawings to achieve the frame for this effect, as opposed to Live2D, where I only would need a certain amount of files and images of just the drawing itself to be able to compose it together. So all I need is just this one drawing of just the hands and the arms separated out because I'm going to be animating them each. Lauren's braid as well as Lauren's eyes broken up because I'm going to be animating that as well as their skirt to achieve the effect. And then everything else that is also not going to be animated would just be static, still separated because you have to separate still if you're animating. If it's not like for still VTubing, the same principle still again applies for that. You have to separate what you know you want to be animated and to make sure everything is cohesive together as you control it. But again, I don't have to draw all those necessary frames to achieve the effect that I want from this. And that is just the fun part of Live2D itself, is the things you can do off of just static images and make animation out of it with strong technological capabilities that the program has. Now, as you says, I also would have liked to have made the borders and everything smaller to fit just for the animation I was doing, but I wasn't aware of it at the time. And I'm still completely new to animating within this part of the program, so I'm just trying to figure out how to just do like a transparent animation because I don't really need the white background on it. But again, it's what it is, what it is. I am going to now showcase my most recent second animation I did. Again, but like both of these, they're all part of my portfolio, as well as good practice and just showcase the kind of work I want to do with Live2D people, such as for games or for VTubing. So we are going to get into that now. So that will be the exciting portion and exciting. Oh, and so now for this very last one, this is my most recent animation example. Again, these are stuff I'm doing for my portfolio as well to show the kind of work that I want to do and to get hired for any projects or game projects of that nature. And this is an animation of my character Nathan done in a visual novel type of format. Now again, you can find these in a lot of majority webtoons and things of that nature. And that was of course the intent behind this animation itself. But again, I do play a lot of mobile games at times, and a lot of them do have the animation effects where they have the character kind of of course facing forward, like in any official novel, but the stuff they're able to just continue to animate the character into doing different poses with the very same character pose positioning itself, again without having to draw very different frames. Only need to draw a few extra things if they need to change the expression of the character, or maybe modifying the character to move a bit, or for that one drawing, or anything else like that. So again, there's a lot of games out there that you probably will play that have similar animation like this. I use Live2D. A lot of the rhythm mobile games, games that feature custom characters, telling stories, visual adventures, and genres, from action to rhythm to many more. And those were the very big inspiration to do this. So for the border, I hand drew that myself and gave it like an orange color. My main thought point in that was just to try to get a color that would complement him. So I knew I just needed something that would be complementary and it can work. If I wanted to throw any other character in there, it would work. So again, just a few sentences. Also with the little like white square to show like, or like you click, you're in the middle of finishing the sentence and then you can go on to the next line of dialogue. But to represent him, like emotional him being a bit annoyed that the person making him wait, and in the background, of course, it's not mine. Because I do use Clips to European. Clips to European has a wonderful feature known as the accessor, and it's a gold mine for goodies in there. So I took pretty much a mall background and pasted it on there. This isn't the best as it could be, but I knew I didn't really want to draw backgrounds, and it wasn't the focus of this, but I wish I could find a better asset that would fit more, just because for this entirely itself, the asset itself is more of an establishing shot, which is good for certain instances if you're trying to like introduce into the scene. But considering we're at the mall, you need to be more like a 1 point perspective at the bottom level, and this is more like up, as you could probably tell. But again, I just want to create a point that we're at to get this out somewhere, and the image point show that motion effect. And again, this was the first time I'd done this. It was another effect of me messing around with the program based on, of course, the type of mobile games that I see in this world play, because again, I do play a lot of these games, so I do recognize the type of animation that's being used on effects, but I'm still trying to figure out whether or not they use certain like parameters or physics for certain things. So yeah, for this one, I don't remember. Let me check. I don't remember if a bounce was used. I don't think a bounce. Yes, this one I did not use a bounce. It's not unlike the line. I was trying to remember if they ended up like they used bounces, and I don't think they. And I'm not sure they did, or I don't think they did. But for more, I use a bounce, given that the animations for games like Rough and definitely do look like they have a bounce in them. So I definitely feel like they probably used the bounce in some sort of fashion or way to achieve a certain effect. So yes, for that animation, I did use a bounce as well. But for this animation, there was no bounce. There's only just certain angles like X and Y's. Knowing about X in this case, I did not think it was needed. In terms of animation I was trying to do, it could have been needed. I don't know. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying to like analyze. As I'm playing the games I used to play, but it's some analyzing the rigging aspect of them. As again, that I also do rigging for myself. In this nature, I want to be able to do that for animation and things like that, and know when those are needed and involved. But again, I'm really happy how this came out. The most of the work took was to like draw out the character, and then after that, the rigging didn't take as long as I thought it would. Because I only needed to rig like certain parts to achieve the effect that I needed, so I wasn't really doing the whole body. But again, it's always recommended to draw the whole body out, just in case you need to use it. So that's what I did here, and it's not bad at all. I know I could definitely do better. And it's also for tutorial purposes and to show you what I can do. So I am really happy at how this came out and the effects that it achieved for. So I am very, very excited for it, and even also excited for my next animation as well. Because I am working on another one as well as we speak currently. I already have everything sketched out. I just need to start lining it, and as well as so I figure out what section I'm going to separate. I already know the main part is going to be the hair, but if there's anything else I want to separate, I think I'll just the hair with the eyes in that case. I don't know, but or it might not be just the eyes. I think it might just only be the hair. I'll have to go back onto it because I know the second one to see how I'm going to go about it. But again, I really am excited, and even with this, I learned some things about it now as well by using online models and other things as well. So I was just excited. So I'm very happy with this. But no, that's all for my animation so far. Again, it is only like technically 2 full ones. But again, I'm still learning with the program, and I can't wait to learn more, as well as to be able to attain the wonderful audience that goes into this community, as well as, pushing out more as a YouTuber and just growing. So if you are interested in following more, or if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button and give me a like as well. That's always appreciated. I am glad I am getting back to doing videos. I need to do more of them, content. And of course, I also do other art as well. As you know, I will be the next video after this. I'm going to definitely do is another manga one, as I am still working on my main mangas, but I am doing a one shot, so I might have to process there. Something that should have been done, especially if I was interested in doing a certain type of one shot. But we're gonna finally get into it. We're gonna finally get done. So yeah. But with that, I thank you all for watching, and until next time. See